Okay, I'm going to do one more talk today about what I've been talking about here this evening, and that is inner silence. So there's quite a few videos that I made with today's date on them about this topic, and if you're interested, then watch them all. And if you're not interested in them, then I don't know. Okay, so in summary, what am I talking about? Inner silence is something that a trained mind has, and 99.99% of humans on planet Earth do not have trained minds. So I've talked a lot about what it's all about. And what haven't I told you so far that you need to know? Okay, I'm going to tell you about a series of books that are very entertaining to get you involved in teaching your mind that it wants to get inner silence. And the books are the books of the author whose name is Carlos Castaneda. And he wrote quite a few books. It's the story about Carlos Castaneda meeting an old man Carlos Castaneda was an anthropology student at UCLA, which is the University of Southern California. And he was interested at first in going to Aboriginal people who knew about the psychedelic cactus called peyote. So what Castaneda did is he went to his university library and he read whatever he could find about peyote cactus, and then he absorbed all that information, and then he started talking to people to see, is there anybody that who knows about peyote? And this was in about the late 1960s. And sooner or later, he came across somebody who said, yeah, I know somebody. I know an old guy. And we're going to have to go on a long car ride to see if we can find this guy. And that's what Castaneda did. And eventually, he did find this old man. And without telling you too much about there's a number of books, and they're all very good, and they're not the same. And they're not all about peyote. In fact, only the first book is about peyote. And a lot of the other books are not even too much about inner silence. But they're a very good tale, and they're very good for getting your mind interested in learning about something it doesn't know anything about. So I'm going to highly recommend those books to get your mind interested in inner silence. And I will tell you that this old man was he called himself a sorcerer. You might call him a magician. So if you're interested in sorcery, or being a wizard, or a magician, or being a witch, these are good books for you. If you're interested in psychedelic drugs, these are good books for you. If you're interested in dreaming, these are good books for you. If you're interested in adventures, these are great books about adventures. The first time that I heard about these books, I was at work. I was working in a computer tech support department, and we had all of those, cubicles. And so I was sitting in my cubicle talking, doing telephone technical support, and every time there was a coffee break, The person next to me, the guy who's sitting next to me, would pull out a Carlos Castaneda book and read it. That's all he did. He would go get a coffee and sit down at his study carrel. It wasn't really a study carrel. It was for him. He didn't talk to anybody on coffee break. He just got his coffee, came, sat down, and he opened up these Carlos Castaneda books. And he went through one book. Book was done. Then he got the next book. And then he got the next book. And then that's all he did. He binge read Carlos Castaneda's books. Binge read them. Just like people binge watch Netflix. He did these books. And he didn't tell me about them. I just noticed that he was totally engrossed in these books, and that's all he did when he had a coffee break or a lunch break, is read these books. And I think I asked him about the books, and he didn't tell me nothing. Didn't tell me nothing about them. He didn't give me one of those books to look at the back cover. No. Is it a good book? I like it. That's all I got. I like it. And then he just kept binge reading these books. So, in a nutshell, quite often these books are in the library. So you can get the book in the library, your local public library. And I'm getting shadows on my face. And where else can you get them? What I discovered was that my library has got ebooks that you can read on your phone or on your tablet or on your computer. And so you can borrow the ebooks from the library. I didn't know that till quarantine, when I couldn't go to the library anymore. I don't know if your library has got Carlos Castaneda on ebook. If you want to just try it out and you don't know how to get into your library, I hate to tell you, but on Amazon, if you select Kindle ebooks, there's always a free download of a sample of the ebook. And if you can look up Carlos Castaneda, I don't even know because I haven't looked, but you might be able to find a free sample on your Amazon app. So you can check it out and see if it's at all interesting to you. Otherwise, you can do the old-fashioned thing and, go to a used bookstore. Used bookstores quite often have Carlos Castaneda because, they were published around 1970, and people read them, and then they bring them to the used bookstore to get cash money for them. So, where else could you go besides used bookstores? In my town, we've got a thrift shop that also has used books, and they're really cheap. So you could go to thrift stores and check out their book department and look for Carlos Castaneda. Or if you got lots of money, then, you could order the books. But out of all of my friends, how many of them like to spend money on brand new books? Nobody. Nobody at all. So go to used bookstores. Go to the library. Go to thrift shops. And get those books. And that will help get your mind interested in inner silence. Is inner silence the same as Buddhist enlightenment? Buddhists will say no. Carlos Castaneda fanatics will say no. Christians will say no. Atheists will say no. People who are into... people are going to say no. I say yes. Listen to me. Because I've read in my life probably about 10,000 books. I don't think too many people can say that. But I can say that, and I'm not lying to you. So, read Castaneda, and don't bother reading all that other stuff until you read Castaneda first, because Castaneda will get you hooked. And then maybe you'll try the Buddhist book or the Taoist book or some other book. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share me out.